Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk more about my strategy and just the psychology aspect of it I'm working on. So basically I've read or listened to the whole audiobook of The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hugard. I think I said his name wrong. And he was basically talking about how he doesn't take profits and that nobody knows what it's like naive to thinking in risk to reward. So when I place a trade, normally I do a 1% loss for a 3% risk to reward. But in a sort of way, it's kind of naive to do that because I'm kind of thinking the market deserves me to give me a 3% reward when I place a trade, when in fact nobody knows what the market's going to do. And when I place a trade, the only thing I can control is the amount I'm going to risk. So what I've been doing is just when I place a trade on is just putting the stop loss, so 1% risk on the stop level, I think, yeah, where I put my stop level, and then I don't put a take profit. So this is my FTMO account at the moment. I've had 2 break evens in my last 2 trades. I lost and then 2 break evens. The one I placed this morning is Euro JPY. So is this trade here. So I basically put a 20 pips stop loss. So I went long around here, I think. I did a 20 pips stop loss and I've just let it run there. And again, the reason why I did that is because in my theory, the market is constantly like, yeah, we're basically in this pattern here. I'll just keep it as simple as possible. And then in the 1 hour, we were sort of in this pattern. And then it came below here to stop these people out. And then it came and it started to form these patterns. What I'm doing now is that I'm just, when it gets to around 0.5% or just in the kind of direction I feel like it's going to continue going up, I then move my trade to break even because I'm sort of trying to think like, because he was speaking about how like if 85% of people are trading and they lose because all the brokers have to put that statement on their like brokerage, it must be a psychological issue. And I think what it is, and I've done this in the past, I'm trying to change it now, is that when I see it's in a profit, you then want to like kind of take out the money and take a profit straight away. But that's like because you're trying to avoid pain, and I'm trying to embrace pain now basically. So when like at the moment now this trade is in profit here, when it gets a certain amount I'm going to move it to break even, and then I'm just going to let it run. And then even if it is at a high amount and my brain's telling me, okay, you want to avoid pain, close this position out, I'm not going to close it out because again that's how the 85% of people think. I'm trying to do the opposite. So then when it does run, if it does, I'll then move my thing to break even and then just slowly trail my stop loss. It's kind of like flipping the switch in my mind, because like when everyone trades at the beginning and like the 85% of people, it's like when you see your trade is going in the opposite direction, you're basically being hopeful. You're hopeful that it's going to turn around and go back up and be in profit because your brain, you're trying to avoid pain. But I'm flipping it to make sure that I'm definitely fearful. So when it comes down here, I'm fearful. I want it to close out because I'm trying to cut my losers quick. But then when it's in profit, I want to be hopeful. Like now I'm hopeful, like being hopeful it's going to go up and run and take more money, where people are fearful because they don't want to lose the profit. Yeah, so my trading strategy, like I said, I try to keep it as simple as possible. If I see breakouts of like, I only take really buys, but if I see like bullish breakout patterns or at the bottom or with a breakout, that's when I want to take a buy. But I then match that up with the higher time frames. So I kind of just do this. Yeah, I'm kind of following, and it's come down below here and taking the money from here. So I'm just following the flow, working my way down the time frames and following the flow of the market. That's the thing, is because now that I'm like in my theory, in like the direction, following the trend of the market, I then want to capitalize on that trend. That's the thing. If this was a short position right now, like if this was flips the other way around, let's say, and say this was my stop loss was here and it was like hit my stop loss and it was just I was losing money, my brain's going to be like hopeful, like my reptile brain is hopeful that it's going to turn around and then go in the opposite direction because it's just trying to protect you from the loss. Now that these ones are in profit, technically, even though this is a ghost trade, my reptile brain, if this was real money, would be like, oh my god, close the trade, take the money, be safe. But again, that's like your reptile pain trying to save you from the pain. It's like everything in the markets is like pain based. You're trying to avoid pain, so I'm just trying to embrace the pain, if that makes sense. Yeah, like yesterday for this trader, for example, I took a buy here, it even went up here, and I moved it to break even, and I just let it come down and hit my break even because again, part of me didn't want to move it to break even, but then I realized that's because my brain trying to protect me from pain. And I'm glad it did, because this could come down and hit me over 1% loss. I'm just rambling so much. I'm just trying to work on embracing pain and just not having a take profit, because he made a really good point. He was saying that like it is like naive to think that you deserve a 1 to 3 risk to reward. It's like you want to essentially dance with the market. The market's going to do what the market's going to do, but I just want to follow the market and let her do what she's going to do. If she wants to give me a 3%, a 7%, it's up to her. If I'm already locking in 3%, I've just ruined my chances. If the market wants to, dance with me and then give me an extra 8%, I would be in more pain seeing that the market can continue to go in the direction I want it to do, knowing that I just closed out a really good position. That would cause me more pain than just moving it to break even, then going back to break even, because I know that I did the right thing. That's enough of me waffling. But yeah, that was a really good book. Best Loser Wins. I keep saying that. Every time I lose, I'm like, the best loser wins, the best loser wins. Because again, that is thinking like the 10% traders, because yeah, the best loser wins.